and once again we are marking that event. It's quite extraordinary that 21 years after the event, it's almost been written out of the Australian historical record. But we've got Torres Strait Islander Elder from the island of Mer and Coconut Island to open up proceedings. Now, Bill, would you like to do a welcome, not a welcome, but a acknowledgement? You don't want to do acknowledgement? Well, we'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of this land, the people of the Kulin Nation, especially the Wurundjeri and the Bunurong, who were joint custodians of the land we stand on. So we'd like to welcome you to this Mabo gathering. And I'll speak later on, but I'll hand over to Ellen Jose. You want me to speak first? Oh yes, well, you do it. Well, she's reminding me that we acknowledge ancestors past and present. Okay. Yeah, I'll do that after. No one wants me to mention the death of Mulawinga Yulapinga, but I'll do that after, because I think it ties into this struggle for recognition. So I'll hand over to Ellen and why we should celebrate on Mabo Day. There are leaflets here. Grab some and give them to other people. Maybe they'll also celebrate.
Thank you everybody for coming. Can you hear me? Thank you for your advice. When Australia was invaded and colonised on the 26th of January 1788, the British colonisers acted as if this land was uninhabited. Over 40,000 years of civilization was swept aside in an orgy of destruction that resulted in the violent dispossession of people who had a long and fruitful association with the land. For 204 years, the legal fiction of terra nullius, the land of no one, was used to legally reward the murderers who colonised this land, although the original inhabitants had never ceded sovereignty. In 1982, 3 traditional landowners from the island of Mer in the eastern Torres Strait, Eddie Koiki, Mabo, Father Passy and Grandfather Rice, who's a relative, set in train a series of events that began in the Queensland courts and ended in the High Court of Australia that overturned the doctrine that Australia was unoccupied, terra nullius, at the time of the British invasion. The High Court of Australia on the 3rd of June 1992 ruled that Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander interests in land and water survived the assertion of sovereignty by the Crown. The judgment caused consternation among the Australian landowners. It didn't take long for the spirit and the letter of the judgment to be buried in bucket loads of extinguishment, by successive federal governments. 21 years after the High Court judgment gave Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders rights to land in law, the question of sovereignty the extent of native title and the need for a treaty between Indigenous and non-Indigenous Australians continues despite attempts by successive federal governments to bury the issue, to be the single most important impediment to reconciliation between Indigenous and non-Indigenous Australians. Happy Mabo Day.